Hello guys, welcome back. Third race of the season here, this season 3 Project Cars career mode, and we are at Zhuhai International Circuit here today. And I gotta say right off the bat here, this is definitely not one of my favorite tracks in this particular Grand Prix season here. I didn't fare all that well here last year. I got third, I think, but the weather itself was absolutely horrendously bad. I mean, we had the worst rainstorm I can remember there. So I gotta be perfectly honest, I really didn't get the chance to get a feel for the track here, so maybe I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised today. You never know. Anyway, this is going to be our first and only qualifying lap here. Let's get this thing underway. Coming down the start, finishing straight. This is the only part of the track where you hit 7th gear, coming through turn 1 and 2. This entire turn is actually 2 turns here, and a little bit of a straight here coming up, only interrupted by this little kink here, turn 3. Turn 4, left-hander, a little bit of a tricky one here as you easily end up running wide there to the right, understeering heavily, and if you get a little bit too much of the curb there coming out of the turn, you could easily find your rear end going off too. Coming into this hairpin here, turn 7, the AI last year, I recall, had a lot of trouble with this particular turn here. A lot of them seem to run wide on the exit. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not that has been rectified in, I think it's been at least 3 or 4 patches since I was here last, so loads of stuff could have changed, and loads of stuff might remain the same. There remains to be seen. Hard on the brakes here, coming into turn 11. Don't actually want to hit the apex on this turn because it's going to mess up your exit here. Coming out of turn 12, got a lot of these double turns here on this particular track. Turn 13, a little bit of a left-hand kink here as we come into turn 14. Last turn of the track, out on the main straight, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of lap we're going to be ending up with here and where we're going to be starting on the grid for tomorrow's race here. P8, as it's looking right now. P9. Just got bested by, oh man, we're already down to P10. This is not looking good. P11. Okay, somebody stop this. This is getting ugly. And waiting for the dust to settle here, as you can see, we are going to be starting in P14 for tomorrow's racer. I gotta say, I had hope for a little bit more than that. I thought we were doing pretty well on the track there. I thought it was a pretty decent lap. I don't recall us making any glaring mistakes there, but P14 is what we're going to be getting, and we're just going to have to make the most of that. All right, here we are getting ready to get off the grid, and look at the weather conditions here. This is pretty much the same weather we had last year, and I do not have fond memories of racing on this track in the rain here. All right, green lights, let's get out of the gate here. We make an absolutely horrible start. We're way down into P17, P19, and actually we're hitting quite a nice lane here heading into turn 1. We're back up into P14 here, P13. Oh man, just driving by instinct right now. I cannot see a freaking thing here. So this is going to be, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, there's the grass there. Almost making contact with Paul Chapman there. He was on the left side there as we head into turn 4 here. Somebody diving down the inside of us. That is Ian Bell making a very bold move here, trying to see if we can't out-accelerate Ian Bell here right on the exhaust there of Tobias Coltau. But Ian Bell, again, going down the inside of us here as we head into this hairpin here, making contact with Paul Chapman, I believe it was. Or was it Tobias Coltau? I'm not really sure here, but we are into P14, and this is absolute mayhem so far. Let's go have a look at the replay from the start here, see if we can't get a better perspective of what actually happened in the first couple of turns there. We managed to get the car up to speed here, heading into turn 1, and obviously making a little bit of contact with whoever was in front of us there. No damage, thankfully, as far as I could tell so far. And weather conditions like this, you know, you cannot see a freaking thing. You just saw it on the first couple of turns there. This was purely driving by instinct here. And I'm taking some weird lines. I know that because I'm forced to take the inside line here heading into certain turns, because I know if I don't, somebody's going to be barging down the inside there. I cannot see these guys. So chances are, and this is Project Cars, you know, so it's not like these guys are going to be backing off when you close the door. They're just going to be barging into your side, and that's going to be the end of the race for both of you. Taking things a little easier here, heading into turn 9, and Tom Cornwell right behind us there, making contact with our rear left tire there, and that is going to hurt our steering. I can feel it in my wheel already here. Somebody running a little wide here coming out of turn 10. I believe that was Ian Bell. And as we head down into turn 11 here, we're taking the inside line away one more time here. Don't want to give Curtis Hardy, who is currently in P15 here, the chance to move down the inside of us here. Coming out of turn 12 here, still unable to see a damn thing here. Turn 13, that little bit of a kink, and we are going to be coming back out on the main straight here one more time. Somebody right ahead of us there, going very slowly out of the turn. That was Ian Bell, as we are up into P13, trying to chase down Paul Chapman here. Loads of action on the opening lap. Braking a little early here into turn 1. Want to take it easy here. Obviously, it's difficult to see the exact braking points when you're right on the exhaust here. Getting a very good exit here, moving down the inside of Paul Chapman as we are up into P10. Heading into turn 4 here, taking away the inside line one more time. Hopefully, Paul Chapman is not going to be barging into us from behind. And actually, it appears that Ian Bell has overtaken Paul Chapman. They're right behind us as he is in P11 right now. Still very difficult to see the braking points here. Taking the inside line one more time. There's two advantages with this. Obviously, somebody running off track right in front of us. That is Daniel Hoopers. We're up to P9. And again, the AI having trouble here with this particular hairpin turn, just like they did last season. Like I said, two advantages with the fact that we're taking the inside line away here. Number one, of course, we're closing off the opening there for the AI cars. And secondly, we can actually see something there. And once again here, heading into turn 11, having to step on the brakes there. We were right on track for barging into the right side of Danny Gilo there, who's right ahead of us. That would definitely have sucked. But we're in pretty good position right now here, trying to stay close, but not too close here. We want to give these guys some room to brake. Obviously, we might get brake. Oh, Jesus! These guys are really, really slow coming out of the final turn here, but we are into P8 here, trying to chase down Kirill Baranikov, who is currently in P7, as we brake a little too early here, heading into turn 1. Danny Gilo trying to make the pass on the outside there, but we are able to keep our line as, who is that running off track there? Hassan Aslan was off track, and we are taking full advantage of that as we are up into P7. Very, very nice race so far. Basically, what we're doing right now is just exploiting these guys' mistakes, and if we can keep doing that, things are going to look good. Coming out of the hairpin, as you can see, Baranikov ahead of us, having trouble navigating this particular turn, and that's just another example of how much trouble the AI have with that particular turn here. Heading into turn 9, Hassan Aslan making the move here, going down the inside. Very bold move indeed as we're back into P8. Jumping ahead to lap 7 here, no change overall as we are still in P8. But as you can see there on our tire wear, our front tires, both of them really, I'm not really sure why the rear tires haven't been worn more than they have, but we run a little wide here heading into turn 1 because of the understeer that we're suffering here, and running wide again here. We have no choice but to go in on the very next lap here to get a new set of wets on, and I'm not really sure whether or not the AI cars are going to be coming in to change their tires too, but by the looks of it here, as we are way down into P22 by quite a margin here, we're about 15 seconds down on the P21 car there. That is Tobias Coltow, but the fact that he is in P21 would indicate that he's had some sort of problem too. Anyway, rejoining the track here in P22. Jumping right ahead to lap 14 here, halfway through the race. As you can see, the weather has improved greatly. We're only about 11 seconds down on the P21 car too. That is currently Greg Barbier. And the question remains here, for how long are we going to be staying out on these wet tires? And when are we going to be coming in to make a switch to dry tires? And jumping right ahead to lap 16 here, that's going to be lap 17 as we cross the line. As you can see, there are plenty of cars in to make their pit stop at this point here, and I would expect that all of these cars are going to be making the switch to the slick compound there, so we are going to be coming in on the very next lap as well, I would expect, and it's going to be interesting to see just how we are going to be coming out on track here. Again, as you can see, we are dropping down the order here. That is to be expected. P16 currently, P17. But by the looks of it here, we're not going to be 20 seconds down on the P21 car, so at least that's a positive here. Still last here, but only a couple of seconds behind Jatran Dimic, who is currently in P21 here, and we have several cars right ahead of him. Skipping ahead to lap 18 here, track conditions greatly improved. As you can see, Jatran Dimic there duking it out with Paul Chapman. Chapman running off track in the process there. That's an easy pass for us as we are up into P21, still trying to chase down Dimic, who is right ahead of us at this point. Skipping right ahead to lap 20 here, still trying to chase down Jatran Dimic, getting a much better exit here, out on the main straight here. We make that move stick, moving down the inside of him, no trouble whatsoever. And right now it's just going to be a question of taking away the inside line here, heading into turns 1 and 2, almost losing the car here, but managed to save it just barely as we almost lost a back end there as we are up into P20. Jumping ahead to lap 25 here, right on the exhaust of Greg Barbier, heading into turn 1 here, having a vain look down the inside there, but we need to think the better of that. There is not enough room to make that stick, and we need to get back to the drawing board here, see if we can find another time to make a move. Coming through turn 4 there, it appears that Greg Barbier is getting a slightly better exit than we do here as we come through this little right-hand kink here, as we're going to be coming down into the hairpin there and see if we can't make a move coming out of the turn there. As you can see, somebody, I'm not sure who that was, Greg Barbier is running wide, but also the car ahead of Greg there, that is Tobias Coltau, was running wide on the exit there. Having a look down the inside here, heading into turn 9. We need to think the better of that one, otherwise things could have gotten ugly. But we remain in P19. Fast forward to lap 26 here, heading into the turn 7 hairpin one more time. Tobias Coltau running wide, not surprisingly I might add, and we take full advantage of that, getting a good exit from the turn as we are up into P18, and it remains quite clear we're probably not going to be scoring any points here today due to that extra pit stop that we had to make, but at least we're making a race of it. And coming out on the main straight one last time here, we've managed to advance to P16, but it matters not as we're not going to be scoring any points here today. And yeah, that weather there kind of threw a wrench in the works, I have to say. Obviously starting in P14, that wasn't the best starting position we could probably have given ourselves, but that weather there certainly didn't help either. Christian Wiseman taking the win here today. Andrea Cosentino there taking second ahead of Tero Newtonen, whatever his name is there. And as you can see there, Hassan Aslan, he was having a rough go at it today here, starting on pole, but I remember running into him, seeing him run off track on several occasions there. But yeah, that's what happens sometimes in the rain there. Championship standings, we are still leading that category. Christian Wiseman in second and Andrea Cosentino there still in third. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this, please don't forget to leave a like or subscribe to this channel for more Project Cars action in the future, and I'll be back soon enough. Bye-bye.